Welcome to the channel, everybody. Crypto Copy here with a new PulseChain YouTuber, Steve Hitson. He's an entrepreneur. We just met yesterday, but really interesting dude. And if you haven't subscribed and liked him already, go to his channel right now. It's in the description below. We're just going to talk for an hour about PulseChain. When's it going to launch? Are we at the bottom of HEX? Yeah, all the buzzwords. Just to rank in the SEO. But no, we're just going to talk about everything. I know he's an entrepreneur, kind of like me. And I'm really interested in that, so I might tangent away from crypto for a little bit. But I can see you're gung ho on PulseChain. You got the shirt on. We're all ready for it. We're all just scratching at the bit to wait for the launch. I mean, there's really not much to do other than wait and try to prepare yourself and arm yourself with knowledge. So that's what we're gonna do and try to give you guys some of that sweet knowledge. Steve, you want to tell them about who you are and a quick 5-minute overview?
Yeah, so Steve Hitson. Obviously, I don't go by any like pseudonym or anything. I thought about having a cool one, but honestly, just figured I don't care about putting my name out there. But so I got into crypto. I don't know, about 2017, early 2017. Class of 2017 on my profile, but. I did the whole thing. I learned the hard lessons in that cycle, right? Didn't stay in Bitcoin, got into altcoins, got into projects that have now at this point don't exist.
Uh-oh, I think you froze. Let me, maybe it's me. All right, can anybody hear Steve? Hey, Steve, I think you might have froze, man. We're going to wait for him to come back because I can't hear him. I don't know if, yeah, frozen. Cool. Let me message him. All right, he's going to try refreshing the page and come right back in here. So just me and you guys for now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. And this is a guy. Oh, he's back. There you go.
About that.
Where were you? Class of 2017, rode the whole bull wave up and down, just like me.
Yeah. So anyways, I've been in IT most of my life, at least my career, so I have a financial or a technical background, worked on network servers, things like that, consulted companies. So I've always been in technology. And I think it was just natural for me to dive into.
Oh, no. All right, Steve, you might have frozen again.
Man, can you hear me now?
You're back.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Shit. Yep, there it is again. I had you for like 5 seconds, Steve, and you're gone. Huh. Not sure what's going on here. Anyway, Steve's an entrepreneur. He does retail arbitrage, or he did retail arbitrage back in the day. Something that a lot of people have tried, You're back, I think. Steve, I got you back.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on either. I'm trying to check my internet, but everything looks fine on my end, so really strange.
Yeah. Okay. Mine's all right over here. We'll just keep going with it. Hopefully it's just a hiccup and we're all good. Okay, well, there it is again. Well, okay, you're back, I believe.
Yeah, I'm checking all my settings. I don't see anything wrong.
Yeah, I'm closing.
But I do think it's me.
Okay.
Anyways, I'll try to keep going. So yeah, got in early, still stayed in, got out, all kinds of stuff, made a lot of mistakes. And then obviously I ran across HEX end of last year. So pretty early. Some might even call me an OG, but I don't believe I am because I didn't ape in like I probably should have. but I was in pre 1 cent. So, and then of course I learned about Richard Hart. I had the same thoughts I think a lot of people do. They couldn't see past the flashiness at first, and I thought he was full of himself and all that stuff, but then quickly realized that there's a difference between confidence and being full of yourself.
Yeah, 100%. That did throw a lot of people off. You know, it's probably a mixture of the marketing language and some of the personality of Richard kind of rubbed people the wrong way. But then it got skewed so far in one direction that, you know, people like us just felt like we had to speak up and say, hey, you know, whether or not you like Richard as a person, all that stuff. HEX is a finished product. It's completed. It's isolated. HEX is not Richard Hart. Okay, he might just shill it really hard, but if you actually look under the hood, it's a pretty cool thing. And what'll allow it to continue to live up to its final expectations really is PulseChain, because right now everybody's priced out. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely saw PulseChain coming from the beginning. Didn't think that just been, I mean, hyped up on it. I definitely didn't realize until we started having, you know, some time under our belts waiting for this that, you know, you guys had to, like any of the early people in HEX had to wait 8 months for that one. So I think anything good, you know, we say we got to wait, but what's 8 months? What's a year? It's really nothing.
How long were you willing to wait for financial freedom? You know what I mean?
I think most of us come from, you know, if you do know traditional finance, 30 years is normal. You know, you're thinking 30 years in advance. I mean, crypto gives us such an opportunity, right?
Yeah. Yeah, people need to remember it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen with the chasing the Shiba Inus. That whole strategy might work once in a while, maybe 1 in 5 times it'll work for you. But if you're new to crypto, take it from some of the guys like us that have done it before. We tried chasing the alts. We tried chasing pumps back in 2017. We're seeing the exact same thing again with Shiba and Floki or whatever crap that they're trying to show with the flavor of the week, right? And you might get a 10x on one of them and think you're a genius. And then you don't learn anything from money management. You don't manage your emotions. And then you say, oh, I'm a genius. Now that I got 10x my money, I'm going to go all in, balls to the wall with my whole stack on some brand new coin that I haven't even looked past, you know, the website, and then you'll lose it all. So I mean, crypto, it'll play with you. It'll play with your emotions. It'll humble you because it'll make you think you're smart, and then really turn everything on its head. And you know, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a get rich slow scheme, but it's better than the other scheme, which is work for, like you said, 30, 40 years, get your 401k, work at your 9 to 5, be in the rat race. You know, wouldn't you rather get rich in 4 years or 3 years than 30 years? I mean, why not be in this game for a couple of years? I mean, I didn't get rich overnight in crypto. It took me, I've been in it for 5 years and I'm still a relatively small fish compared to some people out there. So we're all working our way up, but the trajectory that's really taken off for me is the long-term holding mentality, the abundance thinking, and then really just getting out and trying to promote a really good product that could really market itself, that something you actually believe in, something that you know has legs, that you know, has the design and is built to stand the test of time, and it's not just going to be another one of these fads. So that's why I'm in HEX. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think you know, I've done a lot of different businesses. I've day traded before in the stock market. I've tried just about everything to fast track things.
Yeah. You're frozen real quick, Steve. Hopefully you can come back soon. But while we're waiting for him to load, I gotta
Does
tell
this
you.
work any better without my cam?
Yeah, your voice is on. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll try that. It seems like every time I start talking, actually, it cuts me out for whatever reason. I'm not really sure because it's good until I start talking. But anyways, we'll try it without the video for a second and see if that works. So, yeah, the biggest thing that actually helped me was getting out of debt. Because then it allows you to not feel like you need to pull your money from these investments. So there was an initiative over the last, you know, about a year ago. Me and my wife, we made it a mission of ours to get out of debt completely, except for our mortgage, right? And I can kind of give us grace there because it's like a forced savings account. But I think that's probably one of the most important things is, I know a lot of people that got into crypto and then they're like, oh my gosh, it's 10 grand and like I could pay off whatever. And that's great, actually. Like if you did that, if you pulled the money to pay off debt to increase your cash flow, that's great. And then you're going to dollar cost average in over the next whatever bear market. That's awesome. I think that's a great goal if that's where you're at in your financial journey. But and that's why I think another thing, people always get all hyped in these bull markets and it's like, oh my gosh, it's never gonna, like, man, we're gonna have another bear market. Like it's okay. You're gonna have a chance to invest again. You're gonna have a chance to dollar cost average again.
And you got a chance in HEX right now. I mean,
that's right.
I'm looking at a chart right in front of my face with a list of all of the previous HEX USD dips, and let me share that with you guys, because if you want to talk about dollar cost averaging and when to invest, it's buying the dip, guys, and it's some age-old wisdom that people talk about all the time, rarely talked about, often executed properly. So let me share screen. Tab. Let's see, there we go. This is where we're at, guys. Count them yourself. Look at the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our 8th dip that is over, I think, 50%. Our first one was 81%, 70%, 67%, 85%, 53%. What was this one? 68%, 48%, so almost 50, 49%. And now we're at 69%. Nice. And we just had a little shoot up from our lows at 20 or at 17 or 16 cents. So if you guys are looking for a time to buy, I'm just saying it's my non-financial advice. Look at the trends, guys.
I agree. I think it's like, I didn't even know we bounced, to be honest, because again, when you stake it, like, and you're just waiting for Pulse launch, you're waiting for your hopefully your duplicate HEX on the Pulse chain, like, it really doesn't matter. And I think that's the issue, is people are trying to trade it. If you're worried about it, you're trading. That's the only thing I can think.
Exactly. You're just too short-term minded. I mean, why sell when you're going to get a copy of all your coins on the Pulse chain? You're going to be able to provide liquidity over there if they're liquid. You're going to be able to stake for pennies on the dollar if you choose to. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff for you to use, a new version of Uniswap, things like liquid loans that are coming out. I don't understand, why you wouldn't want to be in this right now. The current dip to me is just the same as it always is. It's going from the hands of the impatient to the hands of the patient. Money is just flowing from every time we get a big impulse wave up, some percentage of that wave, some portion of those people that bought had no idea what they were buying, and they didn't even bother to take the time to understand it. And some people did. And some people on that latest big run up did become stakers and did become hexagons, and good for you if that's if you're in that case. But some of those people clearly didn't care. Then they looked at Hex as maybe one of the coins in their pump and dump cycle, and now they're going to run off to Shiba, and then they're going to run off to God knows what after that. And that's a different game that you're playing. But I'm just saying, if you chase those kinds of gains, you're gonna get burned sooner or later. I've seen it happen time and time again. It's happened to me, and I think it's happened to pretty much every hardcore hexagon, which is why we're all so unified around this theory of long-term holding, playing a game for months and years rather than days and weeks, and just really setting it and forgetting it. I mean, good investing is boring, and nobody wants to hear that. And it's just, it's investing, not trading, right? You also have to know what time frame you're playing on. You can't come to the crypto game as if it's a casino, as if you're gonna put some money in here for a week or two and then just get rich. It just doesn't work like that. So if this is your first dip, try to realize what game you're playing and what game you want to play. And if you don't want to play these long-term games and win these massive prizes, for those of us that have staked for over 6 months, we're all up at least like 110x, maybe even 100 or 1,000x on our money. Some of us are even up 10,000x. But if you don't want to be in this game and you want to play the roulette wheel of flavor of the week coin, I'm not even suggesting that you get into Hex. Maybe Hex is just not for you. You can come back when you're ready for it. You can come back when you're ready to plan more long term. But like you said, if you're able to get yourself into somewhat of a situation of financial security, maybe you do have debt, credit card debt, student debt, whatever it is. But if you have a stable income and you're able to just hold down a job and grind for a couple of years, It just makes sense that why wouldn't you want a dollar cost average, a little bit of every paycheck, maybe a couple $100 into the highest appreciating asset class of all time, and just hold it for the long term. I mean, the people that held Bitcoin for anything longer than 1 year, any time frame longer than that, they're up massively. People that have held HEX for any time frame longer than 6 months, they're up massively. And if you take a 1 to 5 year vision, I'm not even saying take a 10 to 15 year vision. Maybe you do have the foresight to see 15 years from now, but even 5 years from now, guys, I'm just saying let's try to take a look at your life on more than a monthly basis and try to respect your future self enough to value that in 1 to 4 years.
Yeah, you definitely want to be on the right side of compounding interest. And I really do think that, I mean, I think most people in crypto would agree, like, we're still pretty early for what it's worth. Uh,
Yeah.
we're still in the dial-up ages, or at least getting into the, we're definitely not high speed yet. And even though there has been a lot of adoption this cycle, I still don't think that we're even close to, I mean, I believe in 1 million to 10 million Bitcoin. And I mean, that's just showing you still what that's got. And that's the oldest. And so there's no reason that, yeah, Hex can't do another 1000X. I mean, there's just no reason at all. If anything, it only makes sense. So,
Mhm.
yeah. And again, am I ready for PulseChain? Like, holy, not to deter away from Hex, because Hex is great. And I'm looking forward to my PHEX stake ladder that I'm going to do with
Oh,
low
yeah.
fees on Pulse, um, and things like that. And that's really, I mean, that's really what got me into creating content, is that for me, I felt like I saw a lot of incomplete data, or even, yeah, I feel like it's every time I talk, but incomplete data, or uh, I don't know, even incorrect. I don't want to like point any names or anything, but I see a lot of data out there, a lot of video drops, a lot of people saying stuff about Pulse that honestly I just don't even know where it comes from. So I felt like I needed to at least put what I knew out there, um,
Yeah.
and
It's
try
good
to
to be
organize it properly.
it's good to be a little bit realistic about these things. I made a tweet the other day about all the spicy rumors in Hex, and then people got all excited about it. But that's literally what I meant, that they were literally just rumors. There's a lot of things that we know are happening, but we don't know when they're going to launch. And then there's things that are just purely bunk rumors, like some kind of polka dot integration or something. All this stuff is nice, but if we can focus on what's really happening in the real world, the progress that's being made on GitLab, the node validators that we have on the testnet right now, the testnet's live, all the projects intending to build on PulseChain and building on the testnet right now, there's enough to be bullish about with the things that are real. The fiat Hex on ramp, the Hex version of Grayscale, and all these different things that are being worked on. The documentary. I mean, so many things are really bullish if you just look around you. And again, this is a long-term hold. So are we at the bottom right now? Who knows exactly, but we've had about a 69% drop. Not even our biggest drop, guys. We've had one, two, three drops bigger than that one so far. It's our fourth biggest drop, so it's kind of about an average size drop. And we just had a big pump up today. So is it the bottom? It might be. I know that there is a lot of liquidity on Uniswap V3, that one-sided liquidity that ends around 17 or 16 cents. And after that, it could wick down as low as 6 cents, but then quickly wick right back up. There's kind of just a gap in the liquidity. Um, but to me, this looks like a pretty standard dip. And anything after 66% of a dip starts to look bullish in my eyes. I mean, it starts to look, I mean, we see things from a different perspective, being just more long-term minded people. We're able to be patient and not make rash decisions. And so instead of seeing a 66% as, oh, I bought the top, now I'm screwed, it's like, well, we've been dollar cost averaging this whole time. This looks like another time to dollar cost average. So
Yep, that's exactly
sounds
right.
good.
I mean, I think I've personally bought 4 times.
Yeah,
Yeah, 4 times in this dip. So, uh,
nice.
but but I've also, I mean, I've been buying since 1 cent, like literally.
Yeah.
So it is
But I
what it
mean,
is. And I think I'll continue to buy. So I don't know any reason why I wouldn't.
It's funny, like the whole point of cryptocurrency, if it is financial freedom, if you're in it for the money, which let's be honest, most of you are. I am, certainly am. Um, you can't get financial freedom without having to go through a little bit of financial slavery for a little bit. What I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting a job and just grinding for a couple of years and allocating your paycheck, or you could do what Steve did and start your own company. Um, you were the CEO of an IT company, right? That you started, and then on the side, he's a flipper, so he did retail arbitrage, and so basically Steve is a hustler. You're like a hustler
Yep.
in my opinion, and you're able to have all this side money to invest in crypto. And the people that just sit around and hope for good things to happen to them and hope that they're going to put $100 into Shiba and go to the moon, those aren't the people that are going to win the game. The people that are going to win the game are people like you. And I've had my entrepreneurial endeavors in the past. I had a little coffee business, a little social media marketing company. These are all just ways to squirrel away money to then invest for the long term, in my opinion. Right? I think that's pretty sound advice, I guess, for anybody that might be a little scared of this dip. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I completely with you. That's exactly right. I don't think I've ever had just one thing going.
Yep.
So I quit my job in October last year because I was in a good financial space, did a lot of investing, and I'm really happy about that because that's how I found Hex, I believe, because I had all the time to do the research and find stuff, and so I
Yeah.
don't regret any of that at all. Although I did recently go back to my job because literally I felt like, well, I got all my money where I want it. I don't
Mhm.
want to. I don't want to continue. I don't have enough interest coming in to completely live the way I want to without sacrificing my lifestyle. So yeah, I'll just go back to work and work a job I love to do and continue to stack. And if obviously something great pops off with any of my investments, I actually have I'm half owner on a crypto gym, a CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
I almost said crypto gym. I don't know. I mean, funding gym might like that, but
Yeah.
anyways, yeah. So I have part ownership in an IT company, part ownership in a gym, part and then crypto investments and yeah, I also created an online course on how to buy and sell things and created a mobile app. So, and that's still taken off. We got an investor, I got a partner in the UK. So yeah, I mean, you don't, hopefully you start to find things you really love to do in life and you help people along the way and you find ways to make money doing that. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it kind of becomes a problem for people's mental health when crypto is like the only thing they have going on, and they're kind of broke to begin with. I mean, poor is a mindset, broke is a temporary state,
Yep.
right? Um, so if crypto is like your one chance of going to the moon, maybe consider other options of ways that you can make money when these dips happen. Because a dip is happening right now in HEX, sure, and there's new all-time highs in Bitcoin. One day, that might totally be the opposite, or we might have an overall bear market in the entire crypto market. We haven't even seen that yet. HEX launched at the bottom of the bear market, which was probably the best time it could have launched, and we've all been very lucky to even have heard about HEX, let alone be in an overall crypto bull market the entire time. So to me, this has actually been this last 2 years has been smooth sailing relative to the whole 2017 bubble. If you guys were there for that. And I guess I'm just saying it's good to have other things you're interested in or other things you like to do, not put all of your emotional baggage into the price of something one day. And again, look at these things as opportunities and not pain points.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that I remember when I finally learned that the reason, what I forget what we call it, but maybe it's Hart's law, I think, where all the liquidity from all the other coins causes the market to dip, and then the fact that we're 80% or more liquidity in USDC makes us disconnect from the rest of the net. I think that's amazing. I mean, that's what everybody wants in a crypto. They all want something that doesn't follow the market because then it's its own
Yeah.
thing. People talk about other, I'm not going to shill anything, but there's other ones that are mentioned, but Hex is definitely that. I mean, we obviously, like you said, there could be something that we haven't seen because we haven't been through a full, like through a bull and then a bear, but I mean, I think just what's happening right now shows that if anything, we're going the opposite trend of the market.
Yeah, it's really cool. I've heard somebody call it like the great decoupling. So now that we're in a more mature stage of the crypto market, we actually are in a position where some coins actually do stuff, and some coins actually have a purpose, and it's no longer just a clusterfuck of vaporware and meme coins. Even though there are
Right.
a lot of vaporware still out there, a lot of meme coins still out there. We're starting to see, and Hex might not be the only one, guys. I mean, I don't want to say Hex is everything. It's just what I'm really an expert at. We're starting to see Hex, decoupling from other coins a little bit. I mean, yes, it's still correlated to Bitcoin to a degree, but it is correlated to a little bit lower degree. I think last time I checked, there was like a 0.71 correlation with Bitcoin, whereas most other of the top 10 cryptos had like a zero point 0.9 or 0.8 correlation, right? Which means if Bitcoin went up 100%, Litecoin would go up 80% if it was 0.8 correlated, right? Positively versus negatively. So there's positive and negative correlation, but um, yeah, so we're seeing a decoupling of the cream of the crop, and yeah, going back to Hart's law. What is Hart's law, guys? Hart's law is a really cool thing that I don't think we talk about enough, but I think I tweeted about it. Basically, a law that Richard Hart kind of identified. It had always existed, but not a lot of people had put a name to it. And it's really, really cool. So imagine if everybody's trading crypto, but they're basing the value of their crypto in another crypto. So a lot of people trade pairs versus the Bitcoin pair, or trade pairs versus the Ethereum pair of that coin. So let's say people were primarily trading Hex on the Hex ETH pair. Well, when ETH goes up, even if Hex stays exactly the same, the price of Hex in USD goes up because the price of ETH in USD goes up. So because the underlying asset went up in USD value, Hex by Hex derives its Hex by deriving its value from Ethereum also goes up in USD. Hopefully, I explained that right. But now take that and say, well, why does Hex's primary trading pair have to be Ethereum? It doesn't. And if we instead attach Hex's primary trading pair to be USDC, which is the current market condition today, um, we are no longer as correlated to other cryptocurrencies if the primary trading pairs are directly tied to USDC. So part of the reason that cryptos all rise and fall together is because they're all being traded um, on the pairs against each other. If some of the most popular trading pairs on centralized exchanges, especially, are the Bitcoin pairs, the ETH pairs, and so this happened a long time ago when Richard had this realization, and ever since about a year and a half ago, Hex's primary trading pair has been USDC to help insulate it from wild swings in the Ethereum price. I mean, when Ethereum dipped from 4,200 all the way down to like 2,000 or whatever, we, we weren't talking about it, but we were in a very good position because Hex is primarily traded against USDC. If Hex was still primarily traded against ETH, we would have seen a much bigger crash in the Hex price when Ethereum took that huge crash. So we're a little bit insulated in that sense.
Yeah, I think it even has to do with where the liquidity providing is happening as well. But it definitely is the fact that all those pairs are traded across, which creates that liquidity, right? You have to have liquidity to trade between the pairs.
Yeah.
Whether it be a centralized exchange or a decentralized exchange, it doesn't matter. And then also that we haven't been on many centralized exchanges. That the bulk of the volume comes from our dexes instead of the centralized. So
Which is
again,
great.
very unique. I hate, I find it comical that people can't see the benefits of some of the stuff that's very unique to Hex compared to any other crypto.
Yeah.
So it's very, very, very interesting how
And
much it's hated on.
it is hated on. And it's easy to hate on something when it goes down. And it's easy to zoom in on the
Yeah.
very, very top of this chart here and say, Hex is dead, Hex is dead. And then
Yeah.
just totally, voluntarily ignore the past 2 years of price history almost. So it's funny. But if we are setting expectations on when the bottom might be, I'm just noticing on the graph right now, this is a little bit of an extended dip. Although it's not as big, in terms of amplitude, as some of our other dips have been. It's about kind of a middle of the road amplitude dip at 69%. It's lasted for about 60 days so far, so it's been strung out for a while. And the only other dip we've had that's lasted longer than that was a dip back from May to August in 2020, that actually lasted about double this time. So it lasted about 120 days. So we've been at about it took us about 2 months to go from the high to this new low. And we've never had a dip last longer than 4 months. So we might be halfway through it at the most pessimistic viewpoint. We might be about halfway through this dip, or we might start to bounce back here and go sideways for a while. But again, with all this PulseChain stuff coming out, I just have a gut feeling that when this launch gets announced, we're going to see a bunch of FOMO buyers, try to come back in the system because maybe they were overexcited, but then they got shiny object syndrome from all these other coins. I think a PulseChain announcement or something like that could easily end this dip early. But I do think we've got up to another 2 months of like sideways action, which again, what better time to load up your bag is than while all the haters and while all the short-term thinkers are being shaken out. Let them give you their money.
I think it's important to understand too that dips are healthy. It's going to happen, and that's in all markets.
Yeah.
It's very healthy to have that pullback after a big run up, and it should be expected. And again, I think it just goes back to like, what's the point of HEX? The point of HEX is to stake and to earn interest on your stake. So if you're not doing that, then you're probably freaking out right now.
Yeah.
And if you are, then you need to stop. You need to stop worrying about it and just let the
there's
stake.
also the people that are priced out, which I understand.
Right.
It really is unfortunate for people people with less than $1,000 that are going to get chewed up by, a $200 swap. It's just outrageous. So, PulseChain launch will help us out with this. It'll probably be a little bit of sideways action until we get some PulseChain announcements, and then we can all hop over there and play around in a totally free, almost free and almost instantaneous world over there. So if I was estimating, the PulseChain launch date myself, I've heard rumors about 11/18. I've heard Richard Hart's birth time. I'm not buying it. And really, I don't know what's going to happen on that day. I hope there's something funny on that day, or at least kind of a fun little announcement or something. But I know how software works, guys. I know, the people I've talked to that are running nodes and kind of have their ear to the ground with this kind of thing. I'm expecting delays of maybe another 1 to 2 months. I'd be really happy if we could get a January launch at some point. I'm sure you remember waiting for HEX for over a year, back when it was just an idea in Richard Hart's head, and then coming into fruition. Richard's the kind of guy that likes to get things right, so he'll delay it. He'll sacrifice more time in order to really make sure that this thing doesn't glitch out on people and that it doesn't bug out and lose people's money. So I'd rather have something done right and take longer than be rushed and be shit. What do you think about your PulseChain launch predictions, sir?
So I do think, and I'm not trying to be like I like to typically be conservative, and that's crazy saying crypto, right? What's conservative in crypto? But I actually do think it's before the end of the year. I think, unless, like you said, unless there's just something that's really holding it up from a design side, some bugs. I listened to the whole thing that Valiant Brand dropped on that hour-long discussion with, I think it was Brad or Brent, whatever, I forget the dev's name, but one of the main devs. And I mean, it sounded like, they want to have a version, they're going to drop version 2. So I guess that obviously has to happen, right? We have to see testnet 2 come out. I'm really excited to possibly see my sacrifice amounts. That's a possibility with this testnet 2 that should be rolled out. So that'll be exciting to at least know what that number is. And then, I mean, I don't see any reason why it couldn't, unless, there's some sort of flaw or something that needs to be fixed. I do think because it's not the same as HEX in the sense that there's going to be a lot more pairings and liquidity and all this stuff that it probably will stay with the rest of the market more than HEX does, or more than HEX has. So I think there is some importance behind, possibly getting it out at the right time. So, but to be honest with you, if I knew it was going to launch better in a bear market, I'd want us to wait. I wouldn't want us to rush it. It doesn't matter to me though. I think regardless of when it comes out, there's going to be an amazing flood of people, flood of projects.
Yeah.
There's so many people that want in on this that didn't get in on the sacrifice.
Yep.
50,000 members in the Telegram chat.
And
It's
PulseChain, it's
nuts.
just going to help with the decoupling too, like that I talked about earlier.
Mhm.
It's going to continue to help decouple because we're going to be able to unleash a massive marketing budget and not have to pay, $500 to onboard a new user, right? So when
Yeah.
PulseChain is our own little world and we don't have to abide by the laws of the fucked up Ethereum fees, we can continue to just do our own thing, and we can pull away from any potential bear market in Ethereum or Bitcoin and continue to do our own thing. I want PulseChain to be like our own little utopia for only good projects with no admin keys that are truly decentralized, and Hex will be like the main store of value. You know what I mean? So to me, Hex was always the better Bitcoin, and PulseChain is just the better Ethereum. And there's room for a couple of other, better versions of XYZ as well. So we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, I guess the only problem, obviously, it's an open network, so it's like you almost have to take the bad with the good, I should say. But I agree. Like, there's a whole different mentality, right? You got the hexagon mentality behind this stuff. You got people coming out with products that are for the user and not trying to rob them. And I mean, I don't
Mhm.
mean to drop anything, but like liquid loans, 0% interest. I know some people hate on it or whatever, but man, I love. The fact I'll take a 0% loan on anything almost, with a little
Yeah.
fee. But again, it's like the Jesse. I mean, from what I've heard him talk about, he cares about the community. He's not trying to rip people off like you get in a lot of the. And I think you're gonna have like, man, you see a project that's a scam, like, dude, you're gonna get called out with the quickness and probably not get supported by a lot of the people that have the
Yeah.
power. So,
Yeah,
but
we've seen it already. I mean, I have offers every day in my DMs of people trying to get me to shill, the shitcoin of the day. And
yeah,
I could be that guy. I could be, I don't want to name names, but I could be your generic crypto YouTuber.
yeah,
And
Furu.
probably get a lot more subscribers. But I'm just telling you a way that I know works, that's working for thousands of people right now. And if you have it in you to see past the shiny object syndrome, and just come running back to good old Hex, which will always be there for you. I know this strategy works. And yes, it relies on more people getting in, it relies on adoption, just like the price of every single coin. But I know with everybody I've met in this community, and with everything that I know that's going on technically and financially, I've never been more bullish on anything else in my life. So it's fun to have a
Yeah.
part of it too, and to feel like you're actually helping to drive the narrative. I mean, look, I'm on a 69% dip right now, and I mean, I've been here for 2 years. I'm not going anywhere. I got 15 more years to go, so it's good
I
to have
saw
you
your
guys
video,
trust.
Crypto 7. I saw your video about you cracking the code. I saw the
Oh
comment
yeah,
down there. Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
actually watched that earlier. It's a short little video where he talks about it. I think it's funny. I like that Hexologist came out with that conspiracy. Like, he's like, conspiracy.
that was
It's like,
awesome.
it's great. I mean,
Fun.
honestly, this speculation that what we're doing is really important. I mean, it's very
Yeah,
important to keep our spirits high because it is an amazing project. But
that was
this
awesome.
stuff is very important. So.
Yeah, I mean, Crypto 7, that's pretty reasonable actually. I don't think by any means that PulseChain is going to be launched there, but it could be the announcement for the announcement, or it could be
It,
the announcement of the snapshot date, right? There's going to be a couple things. There's going to be announcement of a snapshot date, and then there's going to be announcement, then there's going to be the snapshot date, then the announcement of the launch date, and then the launch date. So that's like four little hype announcements that we've got from now till whenever. So pretty
I'd be
cool. I'll
very
check that thing out.
surprised though if he announces like the snapshot before it happens. I just really like. I could see the 18th. Maybe he gets on there and he says the snapshot has occurred today, and we're launching
Yeah.
on the second. But anyways, I do. I think I don't know though. What creates hype? What kind of hype do you want? You don't want dumping on the market. That's for sure. Open market.
Yeah,
So,
I
anyways,
think what you really want to boost the price is you don't want to market to short-term thinkers. You want to market Hex as
right.
a stable, sound financial store of value, and you want to market to rich people. Rich people are going to pump the price, and then all the plebs can come on afterwards. I mean, unless you're already here, in which case, congratulations. But I think
Right.
that's what things like HEX scale or things like Grayscale have pumped the price of Bitcoin so much because they literally never sell. You want to have these systems like liquid loans where like it prevents people from ever having to sell so that money can keep being cycled back in to continue to pump the price of these things. So, people take all different marketing approaches in crypto, and I think it's funny when they just do like, if you see some of the banner ads on like CoinMarketCap or something, it's just like hot garbage. I don't think those are the kind of ads that really get the types of people that you want. Hey, so I know, Steve, you got to go, but if you want to say hi to this special guest really quick, I think I've seen him once or twice around here. His name is shit.
I saw him pop up for a second. I can't believe
Yeah.
my video's messing up, man. I really wanted to show my pretty face, the whole time, but I appreciate you guys dealing with it with me. I'll get it figured out.
No, it's all good. Hey, and guys, we're gonna wait for Hexologist to come here in a minute.
Yeah.
He was just here, but I know, Steve, you probably got to go. Make sure you like and
I
subscribe to Steve Hitson on YouTube.
Yeah, I got to go for a little bit, but hey, I'll check back and see if you and Hexologist are like still going or something. I could pop back in. I'll only be gone for about 15 minutes, but anyways, we can do it again. Yeah, that's Steve Hitson on Twitter. Just started making PulseChain videos, getting great feedback from the community. Really appreciate it, everybody. And I thank you, Crypto Coffee, for letting me come on with you today. And I hope we could do it again sometime.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
You got it. Bye.
Well. Just me and you guys. Chat, how's it going? We're trying to get Hexo in here. He said he couldn't hear us. I'm not sure what that's all about. Check mic settings. So, Nomics really did it, huh? Clay. What are we going to do with that guy? Clay Collins from Nomics apparently bought into a little FUD. I guess the little hater boys got to him. Oh, hey.
Yo, that's what I came on here to talk about. That's why Mr. FUD, the FUDologist Clay Collins.
Fuck. Yeah, I finally looked at the chat and I was just like, really? And then I just went to Nomics right now.
Yeah.
It's a sad day, guys.
So,
but it's
and there's lots of people out there, which I agree with. Like, if they want to lower our market cap because they don't want to count the OA coins, I'm fine with that. Now they need to go to all these other centralized coins that that they have a problem with, and then take those guys down, right? Like that's what they should be doing, and just circulating. I mean, have you seen have you looked at my thing of how centralized is your coin? I just did that today.
No, what is that?
Oh, so if you go on Twitter, it's probably one of my last tweets. It's how centralized is your coin. It's 20, ERC 20 tokens, all in the top 50 on Nomics. And I made a diagram of, maybe not a diagram, a spreadsheet, or if you will, of all the coins that have 90, 99.5, 99.7, some of these total is held by 100 users. And there it is. Yeah, click that and check it out.
Well, looks like our friend
has
some work to do.
Yes. There's Cosmo up there, 99.75, right? Like 99.75% of all of the tokens are held in 100 wallets. And they don't drop them, right? They have no problem with their token holdings, and yeah, maybe they're circulating. Oh, they have to be circulating. It's like, okay, but why by one entity just circulating them in and out? Like what? Like where do you draw the line? And which I'm fine with. Like I said, if they want to drop the OA coins, I'm fine with. But it should not be just pointed directly at HEX. They should do it to all the rest of these coins on this list. I mean, look at Shiba Inu. Top 100 holders collectively own 80 something, and I know that top 10 wallets of that is 72% of all of that.
Right.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like they could circulate that stuff in between each other, and that's circulating, right? So I just don't understand. I get where they're coming from, but it's also like you're gonna have to either up your just stop doing it. Like they don't want anything to catch up with Ethereum and Bitcoin. It really sounds like. That's what it looks like to me. It's like, oh, you're getting a little bit too close to those bad boys right there. Let's take you back down a couple pegs.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, you know, the thing is, we're only at 18. I mean, at $1, Hex gets right back up to that number 3 spot.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Even if the market cap is cut by 90% or whatever, I mean, you can't stop it.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. So you know, I don't think that this is that big a FUD. Like, who even cares about market cap? But also, it's like, it's just stupid. You know, like, why are we? You know, why are these people gatekeeping us once again? You know,
changing the goalpost. That's right, Archie. They're just changing the goalpost.
And, you know, and they wrote an article about it, and it's like, yeah, they could say, oh, well, we're doing this and this and this, and it's like, okay, until you want to change the rules when we're number 3 again. You know, it's like, oh, well, we can climb the ranks up again. It's like, yeah, until we're number 3 again, and then you change rules. Well, actually, we don't consider these circulating supplies because these are, you know, it's like, no, dude, like.
Yeah. And that's what you get when you have to trust a centralized entity for a vanity metric that doesn't even matter. You know,
True.
What's it called? Market cap shouldn't really even matter. Hey, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, so at least we're on the front page still. At least we're on the front page here. You know, at least you can see us. And so I'm still, for that reason and that reason only, I'm not buying into Clay's, you know, clickbait, you know, engagement bait posts of, oh, what do you guys think this circulating means? No, come on, Clay. We've seen it before.
Right. But it's price times supply. Like, that's it. Like, all you had to do, guys. That's literally all you have to do. And you all mess it up. Like, how hard is it? Like, I don't know anything about coding, but geez, man, maybe I'll start up something, just figure it out. And I don't think that, you know, 2 times 3 is that hard to freaking put on a website. I'm guessing. Like, Etherscan, I just tell people to go to Etherscan and check it out right now. You know, like, go to the fully diluted market cap. And there you go. That's all you have to do. Like, is it really that hard for these guys to?
That's a good point. Etherscan can't lie because they pull the data from the blockchain. So it literally can't lie unless it wanted to. I mean, I guess it could lie because it's the front end, but they can't lie. And by the way, I mean, is this a bummer? Yeah, it's a shame because I thought Clay was kind of our boy and thought he understood all this. And now we see him going the same route that so many other people have gone. But guys, again, we're still on page 1 here, and we're not really referencing, like, when we're onboarding new people, how often do you want to tell them, oh, check out the market cap of this coin, it's so high, you're going to want to get in because of the market cap? No, you market to people based off the price performance. So I mean we've still got all the marketing that we need just with how good Hex is and how good PulseChain is going to be. It would be nice if these guys came around. Yeah, it'd be great if CoinMarketCap's lawsuit went a little faster. You heard anything about that?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. I heard that they did respond though.
Oh.
So they did respond because they were going to get a lot, like, and it was an automatic, because if they didn't, you know, if you don't answer in time, then you get an automatic settle again, or not settlement, but an automatic judgment against you. But they did respond to Johnny. So
was it just like a picture of CZ's nutsack?
I hope it was. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I love how we're just starting beef with like the biggest like ranking site. I mean, they have to do something. And they're not only just doing that for Hex, they're doing that for a lot of different coins too. Oh no, we lost Hexa again. Poor guy. Maybe he'll come back, guys. Maybe he'll come back. We'll go for a couple more minutes. We'll top it off at around an hour. Romanian Dan says, in their article, they said that if the OA owned like 5 to 25% of the marketplace, they wouldn't have made the move. See, that is like the biggest double standard. Also, so 5 to 25% is like the magic range where it's okay, and then anything more is not okay.
Yeah, right. And it's like, but I mean, look at how many all these other coins, like that Cosmos coin. Look at that, 99.75. So that's okay to have. You know, like Celsius, all these other ones. Celsius, Celsius is up
Celsius.
There. Yeah, and I mean, look at them. 98.1% Celsius is owned in the top 100 holders. You know, BNB, which we already knew that was 1-inch tokens up there. Uni, I mean, look at all of them, and it's like, you know, there's no problem with those guys. But hey, we're looking at you, Hex, because you're getting a little too close to the number 2 spot, so we're gonna have to drop you back down.
That's literally what it is, dude. You're right. It's just, I mean, it shouldn't be a crime. Like, there can be something better than Bitcoin. People just have such a hard time. It just doesn't go in their little reality. Like Bitcoin
They don't want to see it.
Yeah.
They don't want to see it. They don't want to see it, dude. And now they're like, great timing. Hey, they're dumping. Let's dump it a little bit harder for them. Even though I don't think that this is going to cause too much panic. Nobody even like, I think somebody said in your chat, oh, why do you guys talk about it so much if you just say that you don't care? It's like, because people do want to check it out. We don't care. Like, it is nice being at number 3. I'm not going to lie. It's like, oh, that is nice being at number 3. But it's like going down to number 18. We've been there before. I mean, how many times did CoinGecko, or no, it's Coin Paprika? No, one of those. Remember when they would remember when we would climb and then they would drop us back down and then we'd climb and then we're like, no. Actually, we're doing a half, and when we just climb and it was just like, okay, yeah, they're just changing the rules every single time. And that's where we're at, just another website to do this.
I mean, we're gonna be okay, guys. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'd be lying if I said my feelings weren't a little hurt, Clay.
Yes, that's but exactly.
If anything, this just makes me want to dig deeper and double down. And I like streaming more in the dips. I don't know about you. Just came back during a big dip, right?
Yeah.
More fun.
Yeah, I just came back.
Gotta dig yourself out of the hole. It's like more fun when you got something.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, and look at what Richard says. He doesn't like feeling good, not good, but like when everything's going well, like you get more anxious as a person. For me, and I'm the same way, because it's like when the price starts going up, I'm way more anxious. That I'm like, oh my gosh, and then when there's a dip, it's like, all right, at least we got a dip. Because man, when we're going up to 56 cents with no pullbacks, you're just like, boy, how bad is this pullback gonna hit us? And then you get down to 16 cents and everybody's losing their mind, and you're just like, all right, cool. You just you were waiting for it, but some people were just not waiting for those dips. They were like, oh my gosh, are you, and getting in at 50 cents, and that was, and getting in at 50 cents, and that's when your first purchase was. I mean, that sucks in general, but we've all been there.
Yeah, I was trying to tell people earlier, if this is your first dip, I've had the chart up of all the other dips before, and just so many bullish things in terms of news and PulseChain, and the fact that we're all staked for 15 years. You don't need to worry about it. This is the time where basically we just go harder. I mean, this is a little bit more comfortable, having knowing that like a lot of the short-term thinkers are cycling out and they're putting them back into the right hands. So
yeah, that's true. And I mean, it's good to have these people out of there because they were in it for the quick buck anyways. You want people that are staking, and then when everybody starts staking, guys, then it's like, okay, that's when we know that they're not. There's going to be even bigger price pumps, and we're just we're at the we're not even 2 years old, guys. We're not even 2 years old, so it's like look how much. I mean, look at the first few days. I mean, I was looking at the first few days of HEX the other day, where we day one, and then it just dips from there. I think it did an 81% dip just the first couple of months. And it's like, dude, that was the worst. January 5th, 2020 was freaking Rectober. It might have been January, but dang, dude, it was hurting. And and we had so much more FUD. There was so much more like vitriol against HEX. Yeah. Everybody thought we were literal scammers.
Those were dark times. Those were
the dark ages.
We had stones and sticks and stuff. Like we were literally
for real.
We haven't invented the wheel yet, dude.
Yeah, and dude, we didn't know what a T-share was, so we couldn't even explain how the interest really got paid out. Because it was like, well, I know that it goes up always, and remember it was the share rate that you base everything off, and you'd be like, the share rate goes down, and the share price goes up, but you're just like, I just know it goes up and this thing goes down. That's all I'm getting. So you didn't really know how much you were getting paid a day, and now it's like it's more of like, oh, T shares, gotcha, okay.
Yeah, we had all kinds of fun. We had fun for actual reasons, whereas now we just have people that are mad that they lost a little money.
Yes.
So we had option amplifier fun. Like we had the fun. We had the we had a guy try to make his own clone, which I don't think has ever moved.
Multiple
sideways.
Yeah. Yeah, well, then the AA guy, like, it was fine for a while, and then one of the guys, the same guy that tried to make the clone, he was trying to arbitrage. He was arbitraging onto our heads every day because he was getting a cheaper price at in the AA and then dumping it back on the Uniswap for. So he was just doing that every day. He would get a cheap price in the AA and then sell, or a high price on the AA and then selling it for something like that. It was arbing it. Yeah, one way or the other. I can't remember which way he was doing it, but he was making a lot of money. And then the recycling started happening. Allegedly.
Became a bad thing after our little friend couldn't do his arbitrage anymore.
Yes, that's when it started. Because it was like, oh, I can't arb on you guys and dump on your guys' head every day. Well, I'm unstaking all 175 million of my HEX that's been staked out for 6 years.
That would work like so much money. How much money is there? Like $50 million? Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 175 or 165 million HEX staked out for 6 years. Well, that would be $50 million without the big payday. You got to remember the big payday and interest. So he's probably 300 probably at this point, 275 million.
He end stake too. He got
yeah. So I mean, guys, and he funded himself out. Hey, he wanted to go and make this other coin, and it's just I mean. That's what happened. So
people with him, and
yep.
They're all
and then we had hate. Yeah, and it really, guys, the staking mechanism, it has truly protected me from selling and making and helping me make extremely high gains because of it. Because there's so many times I would have just sold.
Yeah.
I made this much. Oh man, I made 100x. I'm selling, dude. There's no way this thing can keep going. Oh my gosh, there's 1,000x. I'm selling. This thing's got to go back down. Oh my gosh, 3,000x. Holy crap. I mean, so it's really protected me from selling.
Me too. I'm an emotional guy, guys. I might not show it.
Crying on stream. Yeah, the dip had me crying on stream. People. I was poked in the eye.
I swear, I'm actually eating some chicken wings right now. Do you mind if I?
Oh, go ahead, chicken wing it up, bro. Dang, look at them. Are they chicken wings or are they like the fake wing things? Or they're the breaded?
Tendies, bro.
Yeah, tendies. Yes. You got the real deal. Okay, all right. I got some chicken thighs out for later tonight. Where'd you get those? You make them yourself?
No, there's a little chicken shack nearby.
Chicken shack? Little chicken coop? Get my eggs, get my chickens there.
Yeah, right in the heart of Chicago. Got a little chicken coop.
Yeah, dude. And so
sorry, what's this about you on a diet or something?
Yeah, so I fast until 6 p.m. every night.
Oh, really? When did you start
doing that? I just do it me and Ski Cat did it, and then I lost a bunch of weight, and then I didn't do it anymore, and I gained it all back, and then
I remember the first time.
Yeah, so I went down from 240 to 212 in 3 months. And I was okay, and then I didn't do that anymore, and then I gained it all back to 230, so 235. So I'm like, okay, probably should do that again. Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It sucks, but hey. Are you announcing if you're going to England or not, or does anybody know? Or I don't, because I'm planning on going, because everybody knows that I'm going. So I don't know if you've announced that if you're going. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told everyone on one of the previous streams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll see you there, sir. And
Joe.
Yeah, you're a Joe
Rogan. Listen, guys.
Ivermectin.
Yeah, ivermectin straight into your freaking eyeballs. Do it. Do it today. No medical advice.
No, never that. But yeah, I mean, London's gonna be great, dude. I don't even know really what I'm in for, but
I know it's one of the only. It's probably the only European place that I've never really wanted to visit. Not that I didn't want to, but I've never had the desire to go there. I guess it'd be kind of like if somebody from the UK was like, I'm gonna go to Boise, Idaho. it's like I guess I've never been there, but sure, I guess I'll go, But you know, it will be fun. And there's lots of stuff to do out there, like so it's not that. I've just I've always been like, oh, I'm gonna go to Italy or Spain or Portugal or something like that, and then I'm like, oh, it's in London. I'm like, man, I'm probably not gonna go. But then everybody knows Big Kurkowski paid for me and my whole family to go.
Wow.
So what an amazing dude. So I'm gonna have the time of my life while I'm down there because he helped me do that. So
wow,
what a guy.
That's pretty great. I mean, there's stuff to do in London. It might be a little rainy, but there's gonna be a birthday, HEX 2-year party, and we can see like Big Ben or something. What else do they have there?
Yeah.
They got those double-decker buses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and then
we can have a pint.
Yeah, we can have an old pint at the pub. If anybody's in London, we're not hating.
Yeah, we're not hating.
It's just like if you came to my city, I would say the same thing. What is there to do in Idaho? I don't, maybe there's lots of stuff to do, but in London, but I just never have had the desire, I guess.
Does it get cold in Idaho?
Yeah, it gets down to like 0 degrees.
Yeah,
for like, well, it doesn't get. I mean, it's like Chicago, but you guys have a lot of snow. Like in Boise, you guys don't have a lot of snow. It doesn't, because we're like in a bowl kind of, so it's like it gets rainy, it gets wet, but it doesn't really snow, but it gets cold. Go see the Queen. Okay, maybe I'll play some cards and save the Queen. Nah.
Nobody can save
maybe
her.
I could. Yeah. Tower of London, is that good? Is that good? Let's do it. Tower of London.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
Hopefully it's not like some sex position or something that he's trying to put us in.
Oh God.
I
never know with these people.
It's like, I know. It's like, yeah, let's do the Tower of London. And you're like, everybody's like,
yeah.
He's doing the Tower of London, guys. You're like, damn it.
Well, I mean, I've heard of the Eiffel Tower, if you know what I mean. I've heard of that
that's what I'm saying. It's like in England, it's the London Tower or something. You're like, I said I wanted to go.
Yeah. He's gonna take you, all right.
Yeah, we're gonna take you. We're gonna take you out on the night of the Tower of London.
So you're back on YouTube. Are you doing like Monday, Friday, I think, or what are you?
Yeah, Mondays and Fridays for now. I had my break and it's time to come back. I just wanted to it was getting to where it was like a day job, where I was very much like, oh my gosh, I have to stream today, and like having the streak, you can't just like take a day off, because when you're 570 days straight, you're just like, you can't just be like, I'm just gonna take the day off, guys, because everybody's gonna be like, what? So I just wanted to take a break, and and now slowly come back. Maybe I'll do some daily or something like that, but as of right now, I'm just doing this kind of Mondays and Fridays.
Like I'm trying to Google the longest consecutive Twitch streams and see like how close up the record you got. Not longest concurrent stream. Oh, all right. You're about a quarter of the way to the top record. Somebody did it for 270 days, but still.
Dang.
Yeah. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that is pretty. It was like I said, it was like becoming a day job, and I love hanging out with the Hexkins and stuff like that. But when you're just like, and nobody wants to see the same person every day too. Like you become like, just like, oh my gosh, like I'm not, and your viewer count goes down because it's just like, oh well, we've been going sideways for a month. What do you got to say today? It's like,
you look at yourself in the mirror every day and you're like, who have I become?
No, you are the bad trader. You
I barely know this man.
Exactly. Yeah. Who are you? XO. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was just not overwhelmed, just kind of like I was over it for a while, and it gave me a couple months to come back. And
everybody needs a break. I'm like just consistently inconsistent, so I just take breaks all the time.
Yeah, but you have good stuff. Like you have the
Yeah.
you have the intelligence to be inconsistent. I don't. I have like I'm like the guy that just keeps beating the rock against the freaking other rock and trying to make it work. And you're just like, dude, just use a hammer. And I'm just like, no, it has to go. Like you've got the intelligence. I've got the consistency or the yes, I brute force I brute force my subscribers. That's a good way of looking at it.
Looks like Gerardo's on. I don't know how much longer you want to come on, but we could let him stream if you want. Or do you got?
Yeah. We can let him stream. I was just coming on to talk about the clay thing.
Yeah.
And the nomics thing.
That's a load of bullshit. All right,
ruining my life. Nah, it's not that big of a deal, guys. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. If you look at market cap, it's the stupidest thing in the world. If they don't know how to do supply times price, hey, they're the morons, right? Like, and it does give us the chance to go up more, like you said. Silver lining.
No one I've ever onboarded has ever been like, well, let me watch the market cap chart first, just to make sure.
Right? Yeah.
Like
and it's not. Yeah. And the most popular one doesn't even rank us correctly, so who cares? Like, nomics is just like out of it. Yes.
Thank you for the tip, bro. That is super nice. That's an awesome tip. Thank you.
Hey, you paid for his chicken wings. Thanks for Hex Alton.
I might have to get another order of chicken wings for that.
Double the chicken wing order next time, bro.
Thanks, Alton. And thanks, everybody, for coming in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Steve Hilton on YouTube. Link in the description below. Great to see you, Hex. I'll be in the green room.
Hey, you too.
Peace out, guys. Go watch Gerardo right now, and I'll talk to you on the next one.